The Ellagocabledecision board has put together this quick little video to help answer some questions about streaming. Some common questions: what are the reasons to get rid of cable? What is streaming? Is it hard to use? How much does it cost? How will I know how to stream? So first, why do some want to get rid of cable? Mainly it's cost. There's quite a large additional cost to include cable as well as internet, and there are many people in the building that don't use cable, and so they're paying a additional amount of money every month, every year, when for a service that they're not using. And even though we're removing it from the main basic cost, if there are people who still want to have cable, there is an option to add it on. So the people that do want it can pay for it, and those that don't want it don't have to incur the additional costs and can save some money. What is streaming? Now, it's basically the ability to watch video content without a cable box or an antenna. Instead, you're going to be using a device that you add to or as part of your TV to display the content that's delivered using the internet and display it on your TV. Some content is free, and there's some that you need to pay for if you want it. Is it hard to use? If you have used Netflix, Hulu, or other streaming services, you already know everything you need to know. If you haven't used it, you use a remote like your cable TV remote to control everything. It's very simple designs on the remotes. And most people find it easy to pick up and learn in a short amount of time. How much does it cost? Well, there are two costs. There's the initial cost of the device if your TV cannot already stream on its own, and more all TVs are coming with this feature, but not all. And so the cost for an added device ranges anywhere from $25 to $250, with most people only needing the cheaper options of $25 and sometimes even less. Monthly cost for content that is not free is additional cost. There is a lot of free content, but some may cost between $5 and $15 a month. Now, that's not just for one program or something. Usually it's for what you would think of as a channel of content that you could use. But there is a lot of content, again, that's free. And some people are already paying for some of these higher end things like Netflix and Hulu, and would be paying for those anyway, even if we didn't cut the cable out. And much people would spend much less than $50 a month total, but some could pay more if they wanted a large amount of premium content. Really, it doesn't. You probably, if you have sort of choose to go with one main movie streaming company and maybe a couple of channels that you used to watch that you can purchase one way or the other and stream it. Most people will come in well under $50 for their needs. How will I learn how to stream? If the board decides to exclude cable from the basic package with the RCN, fellow residents familiar with how to stream have volunteered to help those new to streaming. If some of you remember when we moved from DirecTV to TiVo, we provided help and assistance at that time for people to learn how to use TiVo, and we will be doing the same for how to use streaming devices, even more so with a lot more people providing that help. The volunteers will help with everything from buying a device, if you need one, setting it up, and teaching you how to use it. And finally, volunteers will remain available after the initial setup and training. If you ever have questions or need help, you just contact Chris in the building management, and he'll get somebody to help you. Or you can, if you've worked with somebody setting it up initially, they may choose to give you their contact information if you ever need help. Let me take a little bit of time just to show you a quick demonstration before ending this video. So I just wanted to show you, so you had an idea. This is what a streaming device looks like. This is one example. Here it sits on your TV cabinet, and the remote talks to this, and this cable just goes into your TV. This is another example of one. This is a Fire Stick that's provided by Amazon. This example is a Roku device. Roku also makes ones that are more stick-like, but either way, they are very small. They connect to your Wi-Fi for the internet, and then they provide an interface for you to do what we've been talking about as streaming. This is an example of a remote that's available. Notice very few choices. There's not a lot of options on here. It can control your TV and turn your TV on and take you right to your streaming device, and it can control volume and things like that. So this is the remote for the Roku, and there's also you can see this is a very similar remote. This is for the Fire Stick. So they'll all be very similar. There's really the biggest functionality is the arrows moving around for you, and then to select things, and then you have some other buttons that you'll learn to use, including the volume, which is obviously pretty easy. So that's the remote and the devices. They just plug in. Again, both of these are very cheap, under $40. Even one of these was even under $25, I believe. And for those that just want everything taken care of, the board will probably be buying a group of these so that you don't have to even go out and buy one. We'll just kind of come up with a standard and then get them set up and put it on if anybody wants to do it. If somebody already has their own device, they don't need to buy anything. But for somebody that's completely new, we want to provide as much help as possible. Now, if you look up here, this is the screen for the Roku device. And when it's set up by volunteers, what's going to happen is they will get all of these what are called apps set up for you so that they're easily accessible, consider these all like channels. And you'll notice that what we would do is we would put, if you're very interested in watching the local news, there are different apps for the local news that will stream the news for you at the time. So if we go into ABC7, it pulls up the screen, and then whatever's currently playing at the time, if it's a news show, it doesn't play the TV shows. That would be using a different app, but whatever shows that you want, they can be, the volunteer can set up your particular streaming device so that it has access to all the content that you want to get to. So that there's ABC News. Notice it's just, here's NBC that's available. And so when there's live, but it also will stream, but then also you'll be able to replay or watch recordings of certain news. It's all, some of exactly what they provide are a little different. But here's WGN. If you're a fan of WGN, it pulls it up. It starts what's called, again, the app, and then it will, in this case, WGN has a commercial that it plays, and then after the commercial, then you can go forward and watch what you want. So there's what's currently streaming on WGN, and then they have latest news. You can go to the weather forecast if you want. That was the latest forecast that was recorded. So it's actually even more functionality than just having the WGN channel itself. And so, and then you just exit the channels when you want to go and see different. You want to see different content from different places. So it's kind of like changing channels. It's a little more, admittedly, a little bit more than just clicking on a guide, but it's largely that. And some of you already have Netflix or Hulu or Prime Video. All those can be installed on the same device, and then you'll have access to those. And then, depending, when you talk to your volunteer that's helping you to set up to make sure you can view everything that you want, that you were viewing before, there are special apps like this one now. These this WGN app, the CBS News, the ABC, those were free apps that you can install. But this Friendly TV, this is a special type of app where they take special channels and group them together. And in this case, this one is $6.99 a month. Gives you a free 7-day trial if you want to try it. Your volunteer would help you set this all up, so you don't have to do all of it. They'll just help you with your information. But notice, if you like the History Channel, Hallmark Channel, MeTV, A&E, and there's a whole bunch of other channels that they have that you can get just with that one additional cost. So if those are the shows that you want, and those you can watch recorded shows, and also when they're live and currently playing. And there's a lot of other apps, but you don't need to get overwhelmed by these. What you would do is you would just you would talk to your volunteer and say, this is what I watch, and that volunteer would help you get this set up, get your streaming device, whichever one it is, set up so that you can just use the simple remote, find what you want to play. Say you wake up in the morning, you want to watch ABC 7, you turn it on, you go to ABC 7, and then usually when something is if the current news is live, normally it's playing, and then you can just watch it right there. And notice it does go full screen so that you can watch it. And now this is on a computer monitor that I have, but it works the same way as on your TV as this screen. I'm just using this as a demo. So anyway, just wanted to kind of show you what that would look like. And if you have any other questions, or you want to see examples, or if you have specific things that you like to watch and you want to know, you want to see what that would look like to watch certain programs that you like or channels that you want, just let Chris know, and we can do something like this and show you exactly what it looked like to view your specific programs. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. Please be sure to fill out the final survey being sent out on the cable internet decision and let your preference know. The board will use the information gathered in this second and final survey to make their decision on what services to include